Ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to introduce our lecturer for today. He is Professor Prince Famous Omo Izedonmi. The title of his lecture is Both Life is in Phases and Men are in Cycles. The place of God's grace and mercies in my life thus far. Professor Prince Famous Omo Izedonmi was born on 27 December 1954 to the family of Chief Ohere Izedonmi and Mrs. Comfort Eruare Izedonmi of Uzeba, Oman West Local Government Area of Edo State. He attended Y Primary School, Puje Ulele, on to obtain first school leaving certificate in 1964. He then proceeded to also attend the modern school in Uzeba from 1965 to 1967, and later Uzeba Grammar School, Uzeba, where he obtained the West African School Certificate WASC in grade 2 in 1972. He also attended Edo College University from 1973 to 1974. The higher school certificate HSC. Request for a better grade. He re-enrolled in 1975 for the West African Examination Council examination at the Institute of Continuing Education ISKI University to obtain the West African School Certificate was in grade 1. He also obtained the General Certificate of Education London O-Level in 1975. He thereafter gained admission to the University of Nigeria in Nsukka. We obtained the Bachelor of Science degree in accounting, 7th class of our division, honors in 1982. He had his 1-year mandatory national youth service at Dako, Famori and Co. Chartered Accountant, Akure, between 1982 and 1983. Professor Izedonmi obtained following additional degrees from the University of Benin. First, by Master of Business Administration in 1989. Then proceeded to bag the Master of Science degree in Economics in 2003, and then the PhD degree in Business Administration in 1989. Imagine how it will be after bagging the PhD, you have to go back to acquire the Master of Science degree. Professor Izedonmi working experiences before joining the service of the Nation of Benin, where corporate chief accountant, freedom development 1983 to 1985, audit manager, Samolasu and Co, chartered accountant, University 1985 1986. He joined the service of the Nation of Benin on the 21st of July 1986 as a project cost accountant 1 in the consultancy services unit. Later in 1990, converted to the position of lecturer in the Department of Accounting and rose through the ranks to the position of a professor in 2010. Mr. Izedonmi has held several administrative positions within and outside the University of Benin, such as member University of Benin Farm Project 1989 to 1990, all holding of 4 of an 1993 to 1998, member Institute of Public Administration and Extension Services, 1998 to 2000, I suppose that is a committee there. A member Union Entrepreneurial Development Committee, 1999 to 2000, member Academic Policy and Planning Committee, 1999 to 2000. Was head Department of Accounting, Millennium University, Okada, 2000 to 2001. Also became Dean, College of Business and Management Studies at the Millennium University in Okada in 2001. Was also member, Congressional Representative to Governing Council of the Millennium University, Okada, 2001 to 2002. Was Pioneer Vice Chancellor, Covenant University of August to December 2002. He was also acting Vice Chancellor of Covenant University, September to October 2003, and later August to September 2004. Professor Izedonmi was also Dean, Postgraduate School, Covenant University, February to October 2005. Head Department of Accounting, Covenant University, 2002 to 2005. And Dean, College of Business and Social Sciences, Covenant University, 2002 to 2005. Head Department of Accounting, University of Benin, when he returned from that long study. From 2007 to 2012, he was also a member of the Business Committee of Senate, 2008 to 2009 to 2015. Member Appointments and Promotion Board, non-academic, 2010 to 2015. President Izedonmi was elected Dean, Faculty of Management Sciences, University of Benin, 2012 to 2014. Was also Director, Independent Consultancy Services Unit, 2012 to 2013. Member, Budget Monitoring Committee, 2011 to 2016. Senate Representative, University of Benin Budget Monitoring Committee, 2011 to 2016. Member, Housing Loans Committee, 2012 to 2014. Was also member, Independent Strategic Studies Committee, and later Chairman and Advisory Board, Institute of Child Health, Independent EPTH Collaboration, 2015 to 2016. He later became Vice Chancellor, Southwestern University of Nigeria, Okunwa, Ogun State, from 2022 to 2023. President Izedonmi is an award recipient of Midwest, now Edo State Government Scholarship at Uzeba Grammar School, 1968 to 1972. Federal Government Scholarship at the University of Nigeria and Sugar, 1976 to 1978. Gulf Oil Company, now Chevron Scholarship at the University of Benin, 1979 to 1982. President Izedonmi is a member of several professional associations, such as Fellow, Institute of Strategic Management, Fellow, Institute of Operational Research, Fellow, Academy of Entrepreneurship Studies, Fellow, Nigerian Accounting Association, Fellow, Association of Management and Social Science Research in Nigeria, the member, Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, as well as member, Nigerian Institute of Management. Professor Izedonmi is also a member of the Academy of Management. He has been an external assessor to several Nigerian universities since 2006. Professor Izedonmi has over 130 publications. Comprising of 107 journal articles, 19 books, excluding chapters and books reading. Has supervised hundreds of undergraduate studies, experience, and several PhD dissertations. Has also supervised and post-supervised 70 PhD theses. Accounting and management, 10 already professors in their own right. I think it deserves to have a standard. They will be very excellent professors. And then I went to the supervisor. I know of that in my own profession. One of the most celebrated professors, even the student, he was once here with us, and I won't mention his name. He has never supervised even one PhD. And yet he got PhD long ago from Cambridge University. So it's not his fault. Maybe at that time the legal academy didn't emphasize going to have the terminal degree of the PhD, but we need to really applaud for Izedonmi. So a round of applause. Izedonmi has attended several local, national, and international conferences. He has been a team leader, member of the National Universities Commission, NUC accreditation partners, to several universities in Nigeria, and served as an external examiner to many private, state and national universities, as well as polytechnics. Has also been a visiting professor to some private and state universities that has been spearheading the creation of top-notch courses and programs in several universities in Nigeria that have rendered consultancy services to the World Bank and other organizations. So Izedonmi was appointed to the prestigious ICANN Endowed Chair of Professor of Accounting, University of Benin, from 2010 to 2014. And he is the first occupied such ICANN Endowed Professor of Accounting Chair in Nigeria. He's a round of applause for him. Izedonmi is a devout Christian of the Pentecostal faith and worship and desire, praise and deliverance ministries worldwide. His hobbies include reading, no surprise, listening to music, writing, dancing, and counseling. He is happily married to his beloved wife, Dr. Mrs. the famous Izedonmi, and the union is blessed with 7 lovely children, 2 females, and 5 males. I wonder why I gave emphasis. I have 4 girls, and I'm very proud. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to invite Professor Prince famous Omo Izedonmi to deliver his lecture. Congratulations, Prof.
I'm aware that today is Friday, and the implication is that some people will have to go to the mosque to pray. And then the Vice Chancellor is also very much engaged. Very much I'm aware of that, because after this Senate meeting, I knew that he has another thing to do. Therefore, can you permit me to just give a few issues, but I think the paper or the pamphlet itself, encourage to buy or to collect one, you will see the real needs there. Because when you look at the title, I'm talking about life. Life is in phases, and men are in cycles. Of course, the place of God's grace and mercy in my life. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, permit me to stand on the already existing protocol. I count it a great joy and privilege to stand before this esteemed audience and then to give thanks to the Almighty God that the young man started as a very young man in 1986. Now, many of us now call me Papa. The one was once called a boy is now a Papa. And I looked at myself and said, really, a Papa? But I still really want to thank God, because not many people are privileged to be here or to be alive. And that I need to let you know. I had an experience of death 4 times. In 1981, as on a very village, Hall 2, Rome 50. Very early in the morning, I went to the toilet and I passed out. And I started calling Jesus from within Jesus. All of a sudden, some like, some back. My roommates were sleeping. No one knew that the roommate was going. That was the first experience. Then in 1986, I just finished my MBA. I also had another attack of death. But today I'm alive. In 2000, when I was the chairman and BOT of the Information Community University. On my way from Lagos, I didn't know that it was late in the night. I got to a place called Ashura immediately after Okada at this week. Robbers attacked me. I was in the bush from that day to the next day. I came back alive. And many others. So it is good to be alive to deliver this 17th valedictory lecture of this great university. I think to God be the praise and glory for his wonderful work he has done in my life. This is the 17th valedictory lecture of the University of Benin. And like the Vice Chancellor has said, it's the third from the Faculty of Management Sciences. The very first one was delivered by my mentor, my academic papa, Epimanium. in the person of Mercies, Osaze. He was also my two-time supervisor. He supervised my MBA and supervised my PhD. Kudos to him. And then the second lecturer was my good friend and Christian brother, Professor Osad Ifero Osawoni, which is also the Edo College connection. And of course, this is the first from departments of accounting. Like I said, I would not want to bore you because majority of the information you will get in the pamphlet. But permit me to say something, summary of my early life. I was born to the Izedonmi's family in 1954. My father was a very successful local farmer, including rubber planting. He was the first person to build zinc house. And so our house was a kind of mecca. When all other houses in our UAR was mainly thatch or grass houses. And so people came there and began to watch. He was also the first person to buy a Bedford lorry. And for those who are maybe over 60, they will know that those days it is Mercies that they used to have. And so my father's vehicle was one of those one people who do. So all the way no one east and no one west, my father was well known. Ladies and gentlemen, my family was an extensive polygamous one, a very large one. My father had 21 children, and yours sincerely, whose lecture is the 17th Valedictory, is also the 17th child. Out of my 21 children, sadly to say why I give God glory that I'm here. We are only two alive right now, out of the children. So can you see why I'm giving God the glory that I talk of the place of the grace and mercy of God. So there are two, myself and my immediate younger brother. He should have been here, should be on his way from the village. And of course, if you know those who's born from my father, grand, they are over 450. And I happen to be now the head of that extensive family. My father named me Yusuf, because I was from a Muslim background, Yusuf. And those of you who read the Bible know that means Joseph. And remember that Jacob loved Joseph. And my native name Imonichi, meaning I have man that I'm coming. Yes, he loved me. But yet, when it was time to go for secondary school, he bluntly refused. Why? He had an origin policy that is only one child from each gate. Some of you don't know what is called gate. So, those who are 50 years ago, they know it's called gate. When you have harem of wives, each wife is called a gate. So, they will train the first one, and you expect that the first one will train the others. But if that first one has taken refuses to do the real thing, that is the end of the chapter. And that is my experience. I was taught from my mother's side out of 6 children. So that means no hope. But the Lord Almighty was so precious to me that when I was in primary 5, I was already reading letters and writing letters. Come and write letter to my child in Lagos, in Kano, in this, and then they say, read, and I will interpret it properly, and write, and then it also explains it to them, then they post it. Those are the days we use Mercies, letter something. I'm sure very many people have been on those from 15 and above. And so that endeared me to many people in the community. And then I was also very close to the royal family, both from my mother's side and from my father's side. One from the paternal, one from the maternal side. So that was the thing. And I used to go to work in the farm of Queen Irehi Ibare, the mother of Timothy Omobare. And so, even as a young boy, competing in working the farm, I would beat my colleagues my age mate. And so the queen took notice of me. And then they talked about my humility. And that even when we are there, say, I'm greeting you, greeting, they say that God I used to greet very well. Can you imagine? Humility, greetings, and whatever it is, can pave the way for you in life. And that is what happened. So when my father told me that, well, you have another fountain pen. You know there are two fountain pens in the village those days. The fountain pen for the white man and the fountain pen for the farmer. The fountain pen is a big cutlass that will be used to clear the cocoa farm. And so he told me the next day, we go to the village. A whole community was named after him, after Uru, those who knew our place very well. So I got ready. So I quickly went to the queen's mother to bring her by that I was going to do. He said, what? Why are you not in school at this time? I said, my father said, we'll go to the village. I will go to. I said, what? Call your father. And of course, I quickly ran home. The queen's mother wants you. And from that day, there and then, he said, this boy must go to school. This is the one who said, you take your name high in life. And that is what has just come to pass. Because of all the 21 children, I'm the late professor. And so that was the first manifestation of God's grace and mercy. And that's how I landed in Izedonmi Grammar School. After my classmate, my enemy had long started. So I made them late. And as it were, at the end of the first term, but we used term in secondary school, I came out first. And let me tell you why we're very serious. My father told me, no problem. You know your elder brothers and the other ones late. I send them to the school, they will not put either of them. You know what's wrong? If you give belly to a girl, don't they say they use ink or a roller to abort. Say don't abort. Just bring them. You need them people to work in the cocoa farm. And so, and then you must not take last. You mustn't take last. So I put my eyes on the book. It's not that I don't have enough time. That was the best day I sat down to share a seat with a girl. I have to sit at the edge of it because of what my father has told me. So I sat, and then the first teacher came to put my mantis, who is there, on the board. Before he finished, I already finished. And those were those days teacher goes around to see what the students were doing. And then he announced, somebody has finished and got everything. And I was the one. The young lady who didn't want me to sit, he now said, sit well. I sat very well. And then, you know what that means? Bring your book. I gave her. She mapped everything. And so when the man spoke, I said, and that person has also scored everything. And then he said, what is your name? Fear. I told her. By the next it was a letter, you are the only boy I love in the whole world. And then I said, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. So I left. Well, from then on, I knew I said, my father told me this. Please, young boys and girls, learn to listen to the words and counsel of elders, including your parents. And that one really, really guided me, sir. I can remember one situation. First, I said as a day boy, a day student. I had a room. My father would come in the night. And when you are reading, Eze goes to school, or Ake the drummer, you'll be laughing. So my father thought that, perhaps, maybe this boy is like his brother. He must have been camping again. So we know. And like we used to say when we were young, we said, come in if you are what? Good. And so when my father would come, we say, how many of you were in this room just now? He said, I'm the one. He said, so. He said, but I heard you laughing and talking. The old man we see by the edge of Six Spring Bed, Six Spring Bread as a student. He has a stick. So when he sits down there, he will put the stick and start to check if it will be obstructed by anybody. That was the way we were brought up. But ladies and gentlemen, let's quickly go on. After that, 1999, 1986, like I said, I took first. So I was eligible for the Midwest scholarship under the able leadership of Samuel Ogunmudia. I have never been to Benin, and here is the village boy. The only time I saw electricity was the generator we dashed to the school. Those days, and we go to the street to fetch water, unlike the other children. And yet the guy from the village, I came to Benin, I did the test with others. Ladies and gentlemen, the result was announced that same day, and I won the scholarship. That was how this was. I told you, back to the glory of God. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, one would have thought that was the end of it. Can you imagine, sir, that the same Ogunmudia that God used to give me scholarship in 1986 was also the same Ogunmudia that paid the University of Benin? Where I school and where I retired, there's something in mystery between relationship or human relationship. Never look down on anybody. Never look down on anybody. We are interconnected one way or the other, and never break the link of interconnectivity. I want to bring on my experiences and challenges in universities. You need to know that one. And I just want to say 3 of them in a half years of Nigeria Suka, Unibank, Covenant, and so on and so forth. That will be brief. What were the days in UNM in 1976? It was question 9 chance exam. I got into UNM. And the first set of students, whenever you call me, will be quartered in this flat. That's what's called this flat. So those of you who attended UNM will know what I'm saying. UNM. We were only 2 in a room. Feeding was 25 kobo a day. By the time you come on Friday, they dress your bed. Everything. If you are not satisfied, you can go for more. Student unionism, vibrant. Courtesy, absolutely not there. Jabunism, all their plus, not available there. There was a relationship, we really didn't know ourselves, whatever you are, but we know ourselves Nigerians. Whether Igbo, or whatever. Religious divide, as we see today, wasn't that way. It was all the way friendly situation. The atmosphere was wonderful. But may I tell you something very important that influenced my being here as a lecturer. Why we had that admission, 100 level, is this flat? We're all talking, friends in the room. You will talk, but it was after 1 a.m. And then a certain old man walked in. I knocked at the door. I said, gentlemen, please can you reduce your house? We looked. We thought it was one of the porters, or his diction and character. Then we looked. We said, Z, the great Z, that night. We started shouting. Zing of Africa, Zing of Africa. So we went. Where did they? The first president of Nigeria. That this man at this age is still reading, and we were just on the level, just coming. We were talking until after 1 a.m. Then there's something in life that means life is in phases, and men are in sizes. That was the first impression. But there were lecturers those days that influenced my life. Emeawa, Sir Humphrey Mosu, or Katibu. Those were those days that lectures on Fridays, we're looking to Fridays, public lectures, to attend public lectures, to learn to how to do this, the other man will do this, say to bourgeoisie, collateral, all those ones. And those were the things that was our interest those days. But one particular guy, a very young man, had a PhD in mathematics. He came as your teacher's mass, and when he knows that people are not following, he just sits there and said, look, every Mondays and Wednesdays when I go to the bank in the week, I say, what does it drop? A check of 3 naira. That's the check, 3 naira. And then he takes his journal, jeans, and then t-shirt. Just drop the card. And then they'll give you a tab in the bank. And so when they keep on calling, number 21, he said he's here, but he refused to get up. Then they say, Dr. Obi. They say, yes. So the whole man will look at these four bodies. He takes, collects the money, he pretends to go back to see it, when he, as if he's reading again. Then you see some of these men, the big business Igbo men, who go to the doctor. Yes. So my doctor says, hey, children, I want my child to be educated like you. And they said, you know what happens during Christmas, during this, you know what is to happen. And that's when lecturers were lecturers. And people appreciated knowledge. That was it. But there was another one that taught me a great deal. Only one lecture, and that was the great mathematician, Chike Obi. He came to the Nigerian lecture. He was from Unilag. He came to the Nigerian lecture. From there, he used mathematics to prove the resurrection day that Jesus Christ resurrected. And it was so explosive and impressive. And that's what made me say, I must go to the same way these men have gone to. That was the rest of it. And of course, one of the holidays, I thought there was one John Uriah Sebuta. Atusuka was reading statistics, 76, 77, for 2 sessions. But in those good days, there's what we call vacation job. So I came for vacation job in Edo State. Of course, by the time you come, they have already put your names where you are going to work. And I knew the man, John Uriah Sebuta of ICE. And 3 of the children, the 2 sons and the daughter, I took them once business chemistry biology. Because in Edo College, I did those things. And then they passed the wire. At the age of 15, they went in Unilag. They became doctors. So the man said, so you are so like this. What are you reading? I said statistics. He said, oh, you'll be a poor man. That you end up as a teacher. He didn't know that. Well, I'm still a teacher. But I think they glorified the teacher. However, he said, I want you to read a course that you will be wealthy. A course where you will be where you are rich. You won't even touch your salary. I said, I'm like, God, this is so dear. He said, call somebody can read. You'll be so wealthy. You won't touch your salary. I said, how, sir? He said, as an accountant, you want to sign a voucher. If the man is a Muslim, during Ilea, there will be chicken, gold, whatever it is. If it's Christian something, the Christian people will bring. So you never will touch. So I thought, like anybody, I want to be rich now. And that's how I crossed over to Unilag in 1979. If you ask me now, am I wealthy? Yes, I am wealthy. But not in times of material things that you see, but in times of making men. Because in 1982, when I was graduating, one of the foreign lecturers, Rastogi, no, Dr. Singh, canceled me. Said, praise, make men, good will, human beings. And that was sent into my brain. So in terms of human resources, human development, yes, sir. I have developed over 35 professors, sir, who are passed through me. The Dean of Student Affairs, you see here, my student. My student. A month ago, I did it. Of course, by the time you talk of accounting, you know that there are very many. And that led to my involvement in supervising up to about 70, both in accounting and business. Not just only in university, but across universities in the country. Some of them are senators, national head. So, at Unilag, so let me quickly come back to universities. At the beginning, things were just almost the same, like I saw in Usuka in those days. Remember, I came to do a course that will make me to be what? Rich. So, the 2 people in the room, it was 2 people in the room those days in Unilag. The relationship was also the same thing. Foreign students, foreign lecturers. Things were wonderful. You could read in midnight, move anything, but not as we have today. May the Almighty help us. Over here in Unilag, there were also great influencers. I just mentioned their names. You have Mike Obada. statistics, English. Then late Professor Idele Babo, statistics. I was fortunate that 3 of the people that I taught, one of us has gone to glory. Uba, Ahmed. I used to, whenever we're talking about statistics, say, this is the man of the year, he knows it. The statistics or the statistics. The probability or the probability. So, I think it's Professor Kava here. Oh, it's not so. So, then Professor Gori had 9 PhDs. 9 PhDs. Mathematics, physics, chemistry, biology, geography. And let me know that when I came in 1978, 79 in Univen, I was looking for the department of accounting. There was no department of accounting. I said, hey, it has happened. But we were all admitted into the faculty. So usually the practice those days was that at the end of the year, not semester, there was no semester then, there was the one called Almighty June. At the end of that, ladies and gentlemen, they find the average, and then they begin to place you in your academic program. Here was the one who wanted to read accounts with the very rich. That was where I had my worst results. Economics, management, is something. I have 98% in statistics, 96% in micro. Oh, but I know how those also. Management is saying, but when it came to accounting, yours sincerely for the something. But we had a lecturer, Felix Americana. He retired as a professor in Mississippi. He was the one who took me to accounting. I had already told my classmates, I'm going to be a managing director. Go and call that my accountant for me. So I dash out my books, accounting books to my classmates. I don't want to be the accountant. Now, if this is banner, can I put the money so that he can balance? And I go, they say no, they will laugh at me. So we were calling ourselves, when I say I'm managing that, I told them, chief accountant, all of you are chief accountant. Then they say we will be damaging directors. So the day of the term, ladies and gentlemen, we queued up, and I was the first, just sincerely. Because the man came from America. And there is a young man that came from the village. Struggling to understand English well. And the man was speaking American slangs. You know, I'm gonna period. So I thought period was accounting, so there was period in my notes. So the day somebody took my accounting note to want to come, he saw period. I said, he said, what is this? I said, it must be period. Wait, it's a period. They were period. So I thought, that should be accounting now. Since I didn't do accounting before. So he said, period means what? Full stop. Hey, full stop. So that was American. So there's something to learn, sir. Every Thursday, there's a pop quiz. The first 10 minutes, pop quiz, you just give us paper, you write. Either it is true or false. So when I know the question, it is true, I will paint the T very well. If it's F, I paint it very well. Guess what you see? I'm not too sure this one. Okay? So you look at it, it looks like true or false. So since the man used to mark very fast, one day he disclosed that see some people, when they know you, they write the T very well. They write the F very well. But when they are not too sure, you see the cross this way, do this way, and do this way. Just to say, did you know what I was getting? The first exam was 3/10. The next one scored 4/10. The next one, 5/10. The next one, 6/10. Whereas my classmates who went to commercial, who are learning about accounting, some were talking of ACCA. Me from Guinea, what do you mean by ACCA? So we say, I said, what is ACCA? I mean, of course, only 90 for the Department of Accounting nowadays. And I was one of those who made it too long. Thank God for fairness. That's why I say teachers have a great influence. Lecturers, that's right here. If you are privileged to be a lecturer, you have a great role in molding the destinies of people. May you not fail your destiny. And so, the man sat me down. As soon as I got there, I told my colleague, I said, when I got there, you know, as soon as I say, I'm going to tell him, I'm going. So the man said, I'm going. So I said, I'm just telling police, I'm going. When I read there, I said, sit down. Yes, sir. So you are number one in accounting. Sir, excuse sir, number one. I does not know accounting. You see, you're number one. I was not happy. So, sir, please, sir, I don't know. He said, I know your problem. Good lecturers know the problems of their children. A good mentee, and that's what God was saying, that's what he has done. That today I'm what I am because of that he has done. And so, Felix American said, Prince, I understand you. This is where you sit in the class. And the place exactly. I said, you are struggling. I said, You said your first test, you brought out the result. Your first test, 3 over 10. Second, 4 over 10. The other one, 5 over 10. 6 over 10. I said, thank you, sir. That's why I should not even do accounting. You can see myself. He said, can I tell you something? You are gradually moving up. That thing he has said you'll be a good accountant. Now, by the time you get to 300 level, you'll be because 300 was intermediate accounting. It will be a regular. Ladies and gentlemen, that is how that man affected my life. Let me quickly go to the master's program and postgraduate. People I can't stop talking about Bob Osase, Obada, and the late Professor Abadudu. These men inspired me, and of course, to do Professor Bayo Akirele. Let's put our hands together for some of those. And after I finished done my MBA, out of the 22 courses in the MBA, sir, I had 17 A's. And those were the days we have A plus, A, and A minus. B plus, B, those were the way we were doing the grade courses. And of course, that is how I got qualified to read. There was no PhD in accounting. No PhD in accounting. The MSc accounting, we spent 5 or 7 years or 8 years to have an MSc accounting. These are some of the areas, Mr. Vice that we must ensure that we do not unnecessarily delay students, whether graduates or postgraduate students. If you say PhD is 3 years, let it be what? 3 years. If you say 15 months or 18 months, let it be so. So you can leave the rest. So I found my PhD in business administration supervised by my mentor, Bob Osase. I never knew when I now crossed over from the Kenya campus, consultancy unit, ladies and gentlemen, became a lecturer, 1991 lecturer too. I didn't know what it meant to be a lecturer. But I just want to be a lecturer. Like I remember Kadibo, all those people see whatever they are, I want to be like them. And like Bob Osase, like the way we used to imitate him. You know, every lecturer has his name. There was a name we gave to him, he didn't know. Hello. No, I won't say it. And those days, you know, when he's coming, you know, he dresses suspended. He carries his portfolio, and then he takes his head more back. And then when he's coming, he was like, mine. That was going. So, I learned something from him, supervising students. If he takes my project today, Friday, by 8 o'clock on Monday, that Friday was ready. Initially, I said, how can it happen? The first time I did it was not happening. And I found when he read everything, he said, yeah! Right from that day, ladies and gentlemen, I invite that people. That is why the same day I extended the same grace to my student. If a mobile is here and he said, we'll tell you that at 1 a.m. or 12 midnight, I'll say, wash your eyes. Pay sources of your Jesus. What are you saying there? Is this man not sleeping? I learned that from this man, from that day. And I'm happy that people like Laboya, because Laboya was my first supervisee. Now he's a professor. The first article from his work, we put it together with late Debo of blessed memory. These same people that have left behind this city. Let me quickly say it because of time. When I came back, I'll tell you that story. I inherited only 21 staff. I am leaving the department with the following level of staff. When I came in 2006, I will go back. There was no professor. There were 5 senior lecturers, 10 lecturer 1, 6 lecturer 2, making 21. But ladies and gentlemen, I am glad that I'll be leaving behind and evidence of what God has used me to do. 17 full professors of accounting, 5 associate professors of accounting, 15 senior lecturers, 15 lecturer 1, and 4 graduate assistants, 56. Is that not more God has done? Life is in phases, and men are in sizes. I thank God for what an hour has done by laying the foundation of the Father department, no problem. But through the grace of God given to me, that was. But I want to point out things which we must all learn, lecturers, and this is it. My promotion from lecturer 1 to lecturer 2, lecturer 2 to lecturer 1. Nobody told me about article rights, like I said. And promotion took place. I happened to, after some time, I wrote. And I was promoted. Go and do this, go and tell him this, go and do this, go and do this one. I was never doing. So when I moved to another I said, there was no promotion. I don't want to say a lot of things. May God be that God. When I was promoted, I was validated. And I came to SL. I was working hard. I want me to work hard. Whenever you see some adversity, there are blessings within adversity hidden it. I was one of those started the DIE and BIE, in which we have in a class, 100 level, 2,000 students. So accounting department was the cash cow, plus the MBA program was the cash cow of this great university. And so when they lost issues such as accreditation, and they know they were going to stop them, they have to bring me back. And my Pigmalion, my mentor, was one of those people they used. But I tell you this. Why they loaded me with full-time courses? The part-time courses that I was able to make some little money, they refused. The part that big. Who could I complain to? Nobody. And then I converted that energy to writing journals. Because one of the days, I went to him, sir, he would look at me and say, how does one become a professor? That's my mentor. He said, if you don't publish, you perish. He said, you know, even like don't use a head department. My prof says, yeah, you won't put 2 for all. He said, no. Go on and ask. When you publish and your publications are accepted, you promote yourself. Say you are in a school, you are in a job where you do your promotion yourself. So thank you, sir. So when they deny me those opportunities, the energy I converted into work, publishing books. And by the end I had 11. Oh my God. Oh my God. Thank you. I published enough materials. That materials got me into the senior lectureship position and got the PhD. Thereafter, Biju Loge invited me to Okada. At Okada, I was the first professor of accounting, and the entire generation program is Unibank. To go to use sabbatical to go, they say I'm not qualified. I was not qualified because other seniors have not been qualified. Have not. Leave of absence. Say no, I must not go. Then they said you can resign from Unibank and take your cadence. That is my experience. If people like Okebe is here, they will tell you, they read some of those things, I brought them out, they let us into it. They can serve me, be honest. I'm not probably know that they can serve me, but to God be their glory. Right from that time, all that is when I went to Covenant. The Almighty God made me to be the chairman of the PIC, Planning and Implementation Committee. We did a lot of things. Just at the time I finished my academic brief, the vision of that school, the strategic vision of that school, sir, Prof, my VC, was born here in Unibank. Not just 10 years, up to 50 years. And I know what that invested in me. That girl, Dr. Eric Isando, we designed even the gown. So I knew where we were going to. Sit down. So I knew where we were going to. So I believe. Never look down at the younger ones. What was in me, Professor Bob was the one that had to bring out that thing. That's why you can never succeed without a mentor. Look for a mentor and be loyal to your mentor. That's why in voting, sir, Faculty of Management Sciences, we failed about 3 times as dean. I still remain loyal to him. Even when my brothers wanted to go into it, I said, no, sir, don't go and force us. He said, we know. But thank God I've gained so much from this man. So when in 2006, after being Covenant University, I was appointed the first vice chancellor. Many things went there. I won't be able to tell you some of the details. Let's keep them. Some of them say in the book. 2006, there was a phone call. I was doing consultancy in Hamdala Hotel. And they just showed me Buhari's house that I can walk in later, greet him, friendship will start. While I was on the delivery lecture like this, there was a phone call. Who was what? Osaze. He said, Izedonmi, he said, sir, I'm there. Sir, he said, come back because of it. Hey! Me, that they celebrate where? You know I left the as senior lecturer, sir. I was being celebrated, professor. They know me, what about everything. But I always say this, in spite of whatever it is, I always talk of my root. Just like you are a 3-star general, your first degree, your master, your PhD here is the same way, sir. First degree, second degree, PhD. So I'm a full-bred 3-star general from the University of Ghana. And so he called me. If you have come to Covenant University, people were surprised by coming back. I honor him and respect him. Here is my experience. When I came back, there was a senior meeting that day. Professor Olatunji, and then the then VC, I won't mention his name. They saw me not crying around, and they said, my VC, you mean you are back? Come and build a Bible. Say yes. They told that person, look, you know what to do. You know what to do. And when promotion came, the same person, some other person that did the same thing I did, they were never assessed, but were pronounced. Because workers in the registry said, if you are going to send out publication to places, it must pass through them. They check everything. It didn't happen. Some vices don't do that kind of thing. They don't say some of those self-assessment because they love their friends or whatever it is. They just pronounce it. I'm sure Edoba is more, is sounder than that, is saner than that. He will not do that even in there. Because what he has done this morning when I went there, when he was up there, I said, yeah, this is a really, really good. Do you know, even some paper centers of universities, anyway, I didn't do it when I was in VC, so that we saw whether that's what I did. No. Somebody have A or B, the other will be F, F, F. The bachelor will still go ahead and promote it. We should check that. Could that be the same thing that's affecting our democracy? Because our friend, Jeddah had come several times before my hair when he was in BUP. But because of loyalty and dedication, I was building Covenant University. I couldn't go. There were students allocated. Jeddah made way for Nigeria. And that's why he wanted intellectuals to do it. But it's sad, ladies and gentlemen, that those who declare, you see, politicians or politicians, as whatever they are, that is what we were practicing within the university system. And then they have brought it into the larger ecosystem, democracy. If Nigeria will survive, the democracy will survive, it depends on the intellectuals and our vice chancellors, particularly of federal universities. Don't sell your conscience. Well, because I want to obey the rule, because BC is my good friend, great friend, and when he says I obey. I want to quickly, I've made a lot of sacrifices, I can tell you. That when I came back, instead of being called professors, of course some were calling me professors, there was no PhD accounting. The MSc accounting, they took 7 or 8 years. I discarded those ones. I set up a new one. I drove it hard. My consultancy, either we shared at some other places, I forgot all this stuff because I wanted to develop the people side. And that's it. Unfortunately, some of the people that I was developing were also fighting me. I wanted them to move out from business to come to read accounting proper. So something like that. And some of the lecturers did not agree, even within the state department. I was there, pursued it. Professor, your supervisor became my best friend. He came to help us in unit accounting. George from biochemistry and a few others helped with the help of okay, man. All right, okay. Well, he's asking me to summarize. Part of the things that happened, I became the first of the department to have a PhD, to become in the department of accounting, to become a professor, to become a dean. Even while being a dean, I had 3 programs: accounting, accounting, business, and finance. And I extended it to other 5 as programs. But the next thing was about Professor Sawoli departmentalized it. In my time, it was approved as BSc program, insurance, actuarial science, marketing, and so on and so forth. But when the next thing took over, he departmentalized it. So I laid the foundation, and of course, he finished the rest. Well, I want to say quickly that my research effort have been in the area of auditing, financial accounting, and so on. Then later I move on into the So, ladies and gentlemen, I thank the Almighty God. Number 2, I thank my Vice Chancellor. Number 3, my supervisor. All my teachers, my friends. Finally, I want to thank my wife, Dr. Mrs. Famous Izedonmi, and my children. They are here. So please stand up for the permission. Please put your hands together for them. Some of my friends, some of my students, some of my colleagues from my village, my local government, name them. There are so many in the room. So you are represented. In case your name is not there, I want to thank you, Ali. Including my friend that took Idiamo. He's also here. I want to say thank you. Thank you, Aide. Thank you, Victor. Thank you, everyone. Glory be to God. All that recognition, something I want you to do on entrepreneurship, I will let you know. That's what I developed in Covenant University. And that is why our students over there were not looking for jobs were looking for them. I developed a program. That day that had a student that I was in the bush overnight was where I got that. The guys who were wrong people were doing that, sir. They were speaking Quincy proper. Then I said to myself, these boys that are not, they are speaking good English, must have gone to school. Not twice, vision or the very first time came. Even that I did in Covenant. Central Bank wanted to give us money, 60 million. Can I tell you, madam? I said Central Bank, no way. That we are not begging for money. Because each of those areas, even the water that we're producing, I was raising 70 million every. There's so many things we need. We can do better if we do better. This is now my mission. This is what I bring water like. No matter whatever it is, just like I tell you that you let me go. Because I said, I will not let you go. I said, so I will not disappoint you, sir. I will put something because we are giving people. We put something down. This is a great. Thank you, sir.
Please put your hands together. Louder, louder, louder. Thank you. Please. May I now respectfully invite the legal luminary, the Vice Chancellor, for his closing remarks and presentation of the valedictory plaque to the lecturer. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir.
distinguished colleagues, members of the lecturer's family, the wife in particular, Madam, you are welcome. Congratulate you. We listened to more like a profile of our dear brother, very distinguished professor of accounting and entrepreneurship. I was privileged to have served under him in 2010. That was my first real encounter with him when, after the invitation panel report published government applications was directed to go and implement. We had to particularly deal with the bursary. There were some problems there, particularly multiple accounts in the name of the university and so forth. And Professor Oshodi then asked me to be a member of the committee, which he chaired. Professor Izedonmi was the chairman. I was to provide legal advice for the committee, and I watched him closely, and you see a truly distinguished and a very deep professional. And so I'm not surprised about what he had to say about himself. I particularly took note of the fact that he continued to acknowledge his mentors, particularly Professor Bob was a military professor here, who happens to be my in-law. And so it's a lesson for all of us that we must be loyal to our mentors. We must continue to acknowledge them, because without them, we will not be where we are. Of course, with the exception of God, who is the ultimate. So once again, I congratulate the lecturer. I wish all of us a happy New Year, Merry Christmas. This is about the last formal event us. So I wish you well. I want to say that it's going to be a lot of by the New Year. So once again, I invite all of us to come. We now have a full management in place with Professor Aide, Professor Izedonmi also here, and my big brother, Professor Christopher, who also present. Maybe it is now proper for me to mention the portfolio that Minister Professor Subo is going to be the Deputy Vice Chancellor of Administration. Professor Iberga is Deputy Vice Chancellor of Academic. And Professor Ide will continue as Deputy Vice Chancellor of Academic. So that's the management plan in full swing. Once again, the request for full support. I assure you that we will not disappoint you. Merry Christmas once again. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Presentation of plaque by the Vice Chancellor to the lecturer. We respectfully invite the members of the family to join for photographs in the course of the presentation. Please come off stage as we welcome with a round of applause the wife of the lecturer, Dr. Mrs. Bossede, famous Izedonmi. Please applaud them as we come off stage. The children and Mr. Peace Izedonmi, Mr. Famous Izedonmi Jr., Dr. Pastor Bolade Izedonmi, Mr. Caleb Izedonmi, and Ms. Precious Izedonmi. Please clap for them. And we welcome the DVCs, the brand new DVCs. DVC Administration, Professor Christopher Super, please put your hands together. DVC Academic, Professor Victor Wineweka, please stand for recognition again. And DVC to continue at the Ekama campus, Professor Buniamin Ayinde, put your hands together. We welcome specially Professor Emeritus Raymond Elaho. We welcome Professor Emeritus Esosa Babu Saze. We welcome Professor Emeritus Julius Ikatua. Please put your hands together. We welcome Venerable Professor Sunday Omosibo. We welcome Venerable Professor Ifwe We welcome the former DVC Keron Campus, Professor Joel Abolaka. We welcome Director Uniben Kondo, Professor Othman in Laboya. We welcome the Acting Director, Alumni Relations, Dr. Stephen Obeki. Put your hands together. Welcome former Vice Chancellor, respectfully, of Edo State University, Yamu, Professor Engineer Emmanuel Aloyo. Please put your hands together for the former VC. Welcome Professor Medina Kadiri. Welcome Professor Fai Bebe. Welcome Professor Kebo Ogiri. We welcome Professor Ufiafo Eya. We welcome Venerable Professor Mon Wandiani. We welcome Ta Ibadin. We welcome Professor Stanley Ibiaye. We welcome Professor Uwa Edo Soma. We welcome Professor Ngozi Ilo. We welcome Professor Patrick Ibinadua. We welcome Professor Kingsley Agibe. We welcome Professor Bright Bazwai. Welcome also Professor Sunday Ibinosa. Put your hands together for Professor Barry Omobai, Professor Francis Omowi, and Professor Evelyn Menezia. Please put your hands together as we round off this 17th valedictory lecture of the University of Benin. Please clap, 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 clap. Thank you. And so, we now take the Uniben anthem and the third stanza of the national anthem as we rise. National anthem, third stanza. Please remain standing. We welcome to the brand new academic planning, Professor Joseph Osenekai. Welcome. We welcome Professor Imoni Kevin. Welcome. Please stop serving. Stop serving.
We're